Good morning, everyone. I'm Shota Deoloshegun. In today's video, I want us to dissect solving matter-antimatter conundrum with FOE. FOE simply stands for formula of everything. So now we're going to be using this time energy wave model to illustrate, to explain the matter-antimatter conundrum or enigma. You understand? So we're going to dissect the asymmetric nature of matter to antimatter. So that is what we're going to actually dissect this morning. Well, formula of everything. I want to quickly just write out the formula of everything, which is T the M, capital U M plus 4M. Now, this formula of everything is being structured in such a way that we have weak conveying force being suspended to strong conveying force. So there are two major, forces: strong conveying force, then weak conveying force. So we can actually, just abbreviate the whole, like all, we currently have four fundamental forces of the universe, where we have strong nuclear force, weak nuclear force, we have gravitational force, and then which other force do we have? We have electromagnetic force. Those are the four forces. But basically, we can actually reduce, the whole of four forces to, the four forces, we can reduce them to strong then weak force. Because when you literally look at what it's all about, you see that it's all about strong and weak. Because electromagnetic force can be you know seen or can be likened to strong force, while the gravitational force is the weak force. Then we have strong nuclear force, then weak nuclear force. So basically, we're going to use this formula of everything to explain that matter-antimatter conundrum. You understand? So now, this formula is so powerful because it's a kind of formula that feeds back on itself. When you supply input in place of this M and in place of this particular M, that input can generate output that you can use as input to generate further output. You understand? So this formula is highly powerful. Now, when this formula is applied, we were able to actually get to discover this this electron's mass, outside the constraint of time energy wave interaction. And based on that, we realize that the momentum of this particular electron mass is towards this system. So once this electron's mass is detected, then we realize that the mass worth is being injected into the system to energize at this fixed low energy state into the singularity of black hole. So now let's dissect matter-antimatter conundrum. Now, matter in the universe, we have matter in the universe, and the idea was matter and antimatter were being created at the point of Big Bang. You understand? So now the challenge we have is that we don't know how antimatter get lost in the universe. You understand? And that is what scientists have been trying to search to. They want to get a cogent explanation for that loss of antimatter. You understand? Because for us to even have the balance motion at quantum level, of course we should have that antimatter being relativistically connected to matter. You understand? But we are unable to see that. We only see matters, and we just, scientists are trying to explain that. So in this particular video, I'm going to explain that by God's grace. You understand? And this is so deep, like it is highly deep, because this is going to actually reveal so many things that are hidden to us. So now let's go into it. Now, by applying formula of everything, we discover the electron mass. But the question that we now need to ask is, the mass what we have here, is it a positron, which is the antimatter of electron, or electron itself? Well, I've been thinking about this to see how I can explain this intuitively. But glory be to God, recently I was able to get the intuition, because the main confusion here is that when the constancy of light reaches its extreme limit at low energy state at quantum level, we realize that there is a fraction of mass worth, and that fraction of mass worth, when we put this wave amplitude at quantum level in the formula, we're able to get 0.00000001423. That to me is like the remnant of the electron in this system. So the way I'm going to explain this, the way I'm going to interpret this is that by the time we have the expansion of the quantum mechanics to classical mechanics, don't forget that formula of everything has to do with unification of quantum mechanics to classical mechanics. So we have this whole area to be classical region, while this whole area is the quantum region. So now, as the quantum mechanics get expanded to classical mechanics, relativistically, we discover that the mass worth of electron is being, I don't know, maybe I should say the mass worth is spread, or maybe I should say that the mass worth gets spread, or something, or maybe I should say that the mass worth of electron is being decayed. But basically, whatever it is, we see that the mass worth of electron is being expanded, and where we only have the convergence is at the point of spontaneous symmetry breaking. We have that source. We have this remnant so as not to have the zero low energy state, and basically that means that the entirety of electron is not being completely decayed in the process, because we have electromagnetic field right here, and that decays mass worth. You understand? So basically, it could either be that the electron's mass is being decayed, or electron's mass is being expanded as we have this expansion. And so we have the remnant here. Now, for us to explain the matter-antimatter conundrum, we might say, as the electron's mass is being decayed along this path, then we have generation of, or emergence of, antimatter alongside. So we have the same, like the same energy worth of decay of electron at any point in time in this trajectory. We as well have the mass worth of emergence of antimatter. But when it now gets to this point, which is the central, which is the present phase, and the present phase is where we have the reality of the universe. When it got here, then the whole mass worth of antimatter is fully formed, which is the same thing. It's going to be the same size with electron. So the mass worth of electron is being fully formed, and this is the size. 9.1009 times 10 raised power minus 31 kilogram. But at this point, we do not have the full electron's mass force. We only have this tiny fraction of electron right there. And that can actually show to us how this spot is being so compressed, so tiny. So now, by having that, that is actually telling us that, don't forget that in one of my previous videos, I tagged this real mass worth of electron, or positron in this case, I tag it to be the worth of consciousness. So definitely the injection of antimatter, or the injection of positron into the system, is what we have as that trait of consciousness. You understand? So basically it might be that what we see when the waves, when the quantum wave collapses, what we see might just be positron. Because positron, by the time we have huge radiation around this suspension, then it's going to be converted to positron, because there is going to be hole here. So basically what we have is the decaying of mass worth of electron generates another electron right here. But when it got to this point, then once we have the radiation, as time travels beyond this suspension, then there will be that O. So we're going to have that positive energy worth. And then this is going to be the real electron's mass in form of positron. And then once we have that in this tiny space, you understand, then that positron will be unstable, and that will lead to the decaying of the positron to propel momentum into the singularity of the future. So that might just be the ideal way to explain that matter-antimatter asymmetric nature. You understand? So basically in this phase, we have positron to be outside the system. The only phase where positron is operational, the only phase where positron is operational is in this gravitational phase. And so we have that decaying of, positron or electron to be continuous. And so the kind of nuclear, what we have here is nuclear fission, and here we have nuclear fusion. So at the expansion phase, we don't have the inclusion of positron, but at the contracting phase, we have the inclusion of positron. And so we can say the reason why we are unable to see antimatter in the universe, because the expanding phase is what we have to ourselves, while the contracting phase is inside the black hole. So positron is operational in the black hole, just as I have stated in the time theory of the universe. You understand? So we have it being operational inside the black hole. So that is that. I believe that has explains the matter-antimatter asymmetric nature. So basically, this is actually revealing a lot of things to us. It's revealing a lot of things to us right there. So, but before I continue, I just want to use this diagram to explain it better. So here we're going to get the the necessary fields that we have in time energy wave model. So now you can see that this is the time wave. It travels inversely to energy wave. And so right inside this system, we have gravitational field relative to electromagnetic field. Now, here we have suspension, which is inflationary suspension. Now, inside this suspension, we only have electromagnetic field. So the clumps of energy as electromagnetism could be what we can actually tag as the expansion after the Big Bang, but it is being constrained. And as a result of that constraint, we have the clumps of energy. So now when we get to the suspension we have here, we can see that the story is different, because we can call this one neutron stars suspension. So we only have gravitational field right here. Now by having this gravitational field, it means that after having explosion to this point, then we're going to continually have implosion. So the compression will empower us to have a energy density right here, or mass density. You understand? So the mass density that we have here will later make this to be unstable as when it passes through the singularity. So if this is in form of recycling system, then the next thing we're going to have will be the explosion. And so the magnetic field will be transformed to electromagnetic field. So in the nucleus, so definitely we have two types of, I don't know, maybe nuclei. We have two types of nuclei. There is one that is filled with electromagnetic field, and another one is filled with gravitational field. So probably, maybe, basically what we can say, we know in the strong nuclear force, it is ideal to have electromagnetic field. You understand? Because we know that the gluon that join quarks together, we the gluons is being termed to be massless. You understand? So it's ideal to have only electromagnetic field here, and here this is the weak nuclear force. We only have gravitational field right there. So now we can see that the reason we have matter-antimatter asymmetric nature is because antimatter is operational in the black hole, while the formation of antimatter is outside the system in this expansion phase. And so that antimatter is needed to energize energy at this low quantum energy state to propel momentum into the black hole. So that is the whole phenomenon that we have in the matter antimatter enigma. So that is that. Now we can see that by using the time energy wave model, which is this time energy wave interaction, and by using the formula of everything, then we're able to explain the deepest mystery of the universe, which is the matter antimatter asymmetric nature, or matter antimatter enigma, or matter antimatter conundrum. So all glory be to Almighty God. I've been telling you right from the beginning that one thing is to have a discovery, the other thing is to be able to interpret. And believe me, if you do not fear God, if you do not obey God, if you do not honor God in everything you do, you might not be able to get this deep secrets. So all glory be to God. So now I believe this video, this video is quite informative and insightful. If you like it for real, don't hesitate to smash the like button. Then share this video with your friend, share it with the whole of your community. We want it to travel as fast, as quick as possible, so that we can advance in science and technology. Then this is a novel discovery, so I'm going to put the link to the publication, to my research publication, in the link in the description below. So that is that. God bless you. I remain my humble self, Shotade Olusegun.